I went up to Langebaan with a group of friends, and we went down to the local bar after drinking at home, which was, at the time we said to ourselves it's only 1 kilometer away, and it was late and there weren't many people on the roads. So we were at the bar, and at some point in time we decided to go home, and I took my friend's car and drove down the road, and it was an SUV, Mercedes-Benz SUV, and I drove a 1.4 Polo, so I played with the accelerator and realized it had a lot of power, and was driving too fast. And then I reached the stop street, and the car going the other way went straight through the stop street, and I could see both sides of the road that there weren't any cars around, so I also went through. I slowed down and went through. Unfortunately, the car that went through, going the opposite way, was a police car, so they flicked on their sirens and came and pulled me over, a traffic officer. So he pulled me over for reckless driving, and then he asked me if I'd been drinking, and I was honest and straightforward, and I said yes. So then he said, well, then I have to call the police to come and breathalyze you. So then a whole lot of police cars and security people and everything descended on the spot. And I had to walk the line and answer questions, and they take my details. And they breathalyzed me, and I was over the limit. So they had to put me under arrest and take me to the local station. And then they were trying to get hold of the doctor to take a blood test, which they couldn't do, so they drove me to Vredenburg Hospital. It was a bit scary. They drove at about 200 kilometers an hour and went into oncoming traffic and stuff. So all this time I'm thinking, this is way more dangerous and reckless than what what I did, which was going through a stop street in a deserted town over the limit. On the breathalyzer, I was 3 times over the limit. On the test, I'm not exactly sure, but it was a lot less on the blood test, probably 1.5 times over.
Is that why they were rushing to get you to hospital?
Yes. Well, yeah, they had to get me to hospital within 2 hours. Otherwise, there's doubt, and they can argue that out. You're not completely in the clear then, but there's some kind of a change after 2 hours. Initially, I was in shock, so I didn't feel much. I was also drunk, so that was also numbing a bit of the reaction. I think I was under the belief that I would get out of it somehow, because I just heard of so many people getting out of it, and people around me were reassuring me. They were telling me this is a first-time offense, and I know this person who got out, and I know this person who got out. When I met the lawyer and he looked at my case, he said, don't worry, people usually get out of this. When he saw that I was 3 times over on the breathalyzer, he went, oh shit, this is bad, this is really bad, and you might not get away with not serving jail time, paying a large fine, or having a criminal record, or either.
Of those things, what scared you the most?
Well, serving jail time, obviously. Having a criminal record sucks because it sticks with you for 10 years. Those two, definitely money lost. It doesn't matter what my view is on the situation or my beliefs. There's a system, and that system deals with facts, and it works in a specific way. And if I want to live in this country and drive on the roads, then I'm going to be part of that system. And if I get caught by that system, then I'm going to follow the procedures that follow. And it's got nothing to do with what people think or how people feel, or how I think or how I feel. There's a certain way in which things work. And I cooperated. I cooperated from the minute that I was pulled over. I didn't lie once or resist. And luckily, there is this program offered by NICRO, which is called a diversion. So if you're willing to come to an agreement with the prosecutor, then they will drop the case against you, depending on the details of your case. I mean, I wasn't enough over the limit that they couldn't drop the case against me, or that they thought it was, that I deserved to go to jail or have a criminal record. So I signed up for NICRO, which is in Cape Town, and applied for community service with them. And we came to an agreement that if I do 80 hours of community service, then the prosecutor will drop the case. So I'm lucky that it's a first-time offence, and various other factors meant that they were willing to do so, assuming I play along.